Welcome back everybody, Jioge here, and it's Pixelmon time! That's right, we are back on the SRG Pixelmon server, back to have lots of fun. And I want to show you a little bit more naming I've done. This is my Dratini, or no, it's a Dragonair by now, and it will turn into a Dragonite pretty soon, I believe level 52, so okay, maybe not pretty soon. In 11 levels it'll turn into a Dragonite. And I named it Puff the Magic. Right now it's a Puff the Magic Dragonair, and pretty soon will be Puff the Magic Dragonite. I think it's a fun name that no one else can ever beat. Best name ever. Okay? And I named my Gyarados Gary, because for some reason whenever I say Gyarados, I feel like I'm saying Gary. But I now have my team coming along nicely. I have my Dragonite, or my Dragonite in training here. Let me show you what his EVs are. So I trained all the EVs up to 500. For some reason, it has 511 EVs. I don't know how that's possible. Probably because it gained multiple whenever it was at 509. It gained 2 or something. But I got the speed EVs up to 153, HP up to 252, attack at 25, and defense at 81. It'll make it a pretty solid Pokemon. It should be able to take a lot of hits, but deal out a lot of damage at the same time. So that'll be fun. So my Gyarados. Let me show you that. EVs 1. Oh, EVs 1. So that has 510 EVs as well, but it's mostly a hodgepodge of EVs, and that's because I just sort of went all out on fighting the lower level Pokemon and getting all of its EVs up so that I could really get a good Pokemon going. Now, obviously, this is not going to be the best Gyarados on the server because other people might end up training up their attack, speed, and a little bit of special attack or something and make a much better sweeper Gyarados, but I don't really care. It's a really good all-purpose Gyarados, and I'm going to train it like it's the best one ever. And then I also have a Kangaskhan. Now, this is not going to be on my final team. I just caught it, and I think it's a fun one to have running around. It's a girl Pokemon that talks like a very scary male. You hear that? Kanga! But it has a pouch and a baby in it. So it's probably a girl Pokemon, but it has a very scary voice. It's really funny. But it's not going to be on my final team. I mean, it might, but I haven't decided yet, and if it is on my final team, then I will be getting another Kangaskhan and IV training it. Just like I kind of IV trained my Dragonite a little bit. Not completely. Here's my Rhyhorn. And the Rhydon is going to be on my final team. Or no, the Rhyperior that's a new evolution of Rhydon. So that will be on my final team. For such a tiny creature, it makes deep noises. But let's take a look at its stats real quick. First of all, it has it has a quirky nature. Okay, this is not the one that I wanted for the nature. This is the one I wanted for its IVs. Let's take a look at the IVs of it. It's level 1 because I breeded it. But look at those IVs, 67% of total. That's pretty good. If you don't know anything about IVs, they're basically the inherited values. So whenever you breed Pokemon, they will get inherited values from their parents, and those values can range anywhere from, of course, 0% of total to 100% of total. If you have a perfect Pokemon, then you are pretty well off and going to cause a lot of damage. But this Rhyhorn has 67%, which to me is pretty darn good, and it'll make a pretty decent Pokemon. And then the Growlithe, I'm thinking about having an Arcanine on my team, so evolving up the Growlithe to an Arcanine, and I think that'll be pretty cool. And of course you saw this featured last episode, my Toothless, the Salamence. That's a fun. I caught it at level 51, so I obviously haven't trained it, and it's obviously not going to be on my final team. Now, of course, a Salamence might be on my final team, but that one will not, because it hasn't been EV trained, and it's best to EV train a Pokemon before you put it on your final team. But I'll get back to deforestation, and I'll be back in a minute. Welcome back everybody, and I found a wild Bulbasaur, and I want to catch it obviously, because it's a lot of fun to have starters, and Bulbasaurs are going to be pretty useful on the server. At least I'm sure people will want a Bulbasaur at some point. So if I have one and I can breed it, then that'd be pretty great. Let's go ahead and click back, use our bag, Pokeballs. Now the reason I'm throwing out the Pokeball before doing any damage or status effects is because I use Quick Balls. And those things have a 5 times catch rate, so that didn't work on the Bulbasaur. Because starter Pokemon actually have pretty low catch rates. So we just did a water move on it, and since it's a grass type, it took the damage pretty well. It didn't die like most Pokemon would from a level 41's attack. And we captured the Bulbasaur. So the reason I use the ball before I do any status altering effects is because I like to use the 5 times catch rate from... Ooh, David. He looks silly. The 5 times catch rate from having a quick ball before doing any moves. So it's pretty useful. It's helped me catch a lot of Pokemon. That's why my bank or my computer currently has so many Pokemon. Let's do some healing. I have way too many items. That's the one problem with this mod. I'm thinking about, you know how in normal Pokemon where inventories are basically infinite? I'm thinking about figuring out a way to have a plugin that expands your inventory. Now I'm not sure if that's possible with a plugin, a server plugin, or if it's possible with a, or if I'll have to have a side mod. If it's a client-side mod, then I won't be doing it. So if like the users of the server have to install it, then I won't be doing it. If it's solely a server mod where only the server has to have the mod for it to work, then I might as well do it because it'd be pretty useful. And if it's a plugin, then I definitely consider doing it. So the reason we have all of this wood here, let's go ahead and fly up to our base, and I'll show you what's going on. Fly up to our gym. And obviously get that out of here. Hop on the Pokemon, and we fly. I'll show you what I'm doing. I want to finish off the Mineshaft, but to do that, I need a lot more of my fences. I need a lot more fences. So let's go ahead and grab this crafting table here, and we will make a ton more sticks, a ton more planks, a ton more sticks again. All right, and we need more room for sticks, more room for sticks, and let's go ahead and turn those into fences. Fences are actually really expensive, it turns out. They end up taking tons and tons of wood without giving you too much return, interestingly enough. Not sure you would expect that from fences because they seem like a pretty expensive block, but they turn out to be pretty expensive. So let's go ahead and make more and more sticks. It's very important to have 1.5 million sticks. Okay, and there we go. And finally, we'll keep those. We'll put the sticks in here, and we should be getting a lot more fences. I guess that's how crafting works. Call me Captain Obvious. Okay, so let's go ahead and hop on our Salamence again. Once more, or Toothless. We'll ride Toothless. And now we are going to descend into the Mineshaft. This will be pretty fun. Okay, Mineshaft is right over here. And I should bring out a smaller Pokemon, smaller flying Pokemon, because this one doesn't really allow me to maneuver very well. And yeah, you can see we're kind of stuckish, which might be a good thing for landing. Perfect. Get off the Salamence. All right, and now we're down here, and it's pretty dark down here, so I'm going to make myself some torches. And that way, for the video's sake, we can see, because YouTube tends to make videos darker for some reason. So this will allow us to see, and now what we want to do is throw a bunch of fences here. It's pretty fun building fences like this because you can walk on the ledge. It's pretty scary at the same time, but you can walk on the ledge that you're placing fences on, which is pretty sweet. So we have this row done, and we're going to have to parkour our way down to the next row. We made it without death. That's always a good thing. Always a good thing. and we want to finish this off smoothly. Once we get to diamond level, which, let's see what level we're at now. Right now we are at y equals 50, so diamond level is not even close to where we are right now. But once we get down to diamond level, we will want to make an offshoot of the tunnel. Now, of course, maybe I won't be doing, maybe iron is more important than diamond at this point, because diamond items actually, or diamond is actually easy to get from Sableye. So if you go over to the Extreme Hills biome, which is right behind spawn, then you get to hunt down Sableye, and they drop anywhere from 1 to 3 diamonds. I've found that they usually drop 2 diamonds, and I'm dead. Yes, I'm dead. Okay, but the Sableye generally drop 1 to 2 diamond, or 1 to 3 diamonds, and they are a great way to farm them. I've probably gained about 40 diamonds from the Sableye, and that's enough to make a full set of armor, and I believe a full set of tools. Of course, I don't make armor, because you don't have to worry about hostile mobs, and there's pretty much no hand-to-hand PvP in this on this server. We instead just PvP with our Pokemon. So let's go ahead and light it up down here. You can hear lava happening. Hopefully that doesn't burn my wood here. Let's go ahead and start from the bottom, I guess, on the fences. But the what was I saying? Yeah, so it's mostly PvP on the server. So really, I only use the Sableye diamonds for my tools, and I have plenty of diamonds for the amount of tools I need. Now, of course, once I start making some more of the Pixelmon items that require diamonds, then they will become in shorter supply. But for now, I don't have to do that. Although I am thinking about installing a healer at my gym, so that if there's like more than one gym battle happening right after the other, I can quickly heal my gym Pokemon and move on to the next battle. Let's break this thing. Give me that diamond pickaxe. Because as you can see, I have a diamond hammer, diamond pickaxe, diamond axe, and I've only found 1 vein of diamond while I've been on the server. And that was only like 2 or 3 block things of diamond. So it's pretty obvious that the Sableye are my main source of diamonds, which is pretty sweet if you ask me. How am I going to get up there? Let's see. Let's hop on our... Oh, handy dandy toothless. And R. Perfect. We glitched through. That's how I like to do things, obviously. Let's put this down. As you can see, we are almost already out of fences, which means I'm going to have to go and deforest another forest. Of course, I planted the oak saplings back, but you know how that is. I need to go and cut down another forest. I like calling it deforestation because it's a lot of fun to call it that. Because in the real world, if you did that, then people hate you. But in Minecraft, if you do that, then people are like, oh, you're very productive. How nice. So, I like deforestation. Now, I'm also thinking, and tell me what you think, about installing MCMMO as a plugin on the server. If you know anything about MCMMO, it adds a fun dynamic to servers. Usually it's used on large servers, like gigantic servers with tons of people. But it's also fun for small groups of people. What it is, it basically gives you experience for every stat that there is. So, or like every skill there is. So, like woodcutting, you can get experience from woodcutting. So there's like a woodcutting level. There's a let me see if I can navigate my way up here. Yeah, look at all those fences I still need. Wow, this is going to take a long time. A lot of resources. And the more levels you gain on the woodcutting skills, the easier it becomes to cut wood. And there's a mining skill, so the more blocks you mine, the easier it is to mine. Or there's like skills that you get and rewards that you get for mining, stuff like that. So it's a pretty fun mod, and most of all, it just gives a stat system to skills like woodcutting and stuff, which is really fun, and it allows people to compare their stats with each other. So I could say, hey, I'm level 110 woodcutting, what are you? And the other person might say, oh, I'm just level 5 woodcutting. So that it adds a fun dynamic to the game, and I'm thinking about doing that, but I'd like to hear from you guys. I'd like to hear from the other server members on what their thoughts on adding a plugin like that. So if you're curious, go ahead and look up MCMMO on Google, and you will find it, and it'll be able to tell you all of the things that are involved with it. Now, the other thing I'm wondering about on the server is whether or not we should install an economy plugin. Let me go ahead and hop on the settlements, fly over to the forest. Actually, first let's deposit our items. An economy plugin. Now, I was looking around for a Pixelmon, like an economy plugin that's dedicated mostly to Pixelmon. But I couldn't really find that, to be honest. I could not find, like there is one called Pokemarts, but it's wildly outdated, so you can't really find it in the latest version, or you can't find it for the latest version of Pixelmon 3.3.5. Instead, you find it for, let's see, deposit raw chicken, deposit gold, and I think that's all we need to deposit. We will deposit from here our Sunstone, Awakening, and Choice Scarf, because Choice Scarf is not as good as it's cracked up to be. But, so the Pokemart is like a really cool plugin for Pixelmon servers, and it allows you to have Pokemarts that spawn near Poke Centers, and it allows you to have a money system. So whenever you fight wild Pokemon or you fight trainers, you gain money. So it's pretty cool, but it's outdated, obviously, as I said, and it doesn't have like any features beyond that, really, apart from Pokemarts. So if they updated that, then I would be more than willing to install that in the server, because it's pretty sweet. It would make this slot here, the money slot, actually do something. I'm not sure why it's in the GUI of this game of Pixelmon already, and there's no like mod for it yet. Maybe it's in the future works for the game. But so if they actually update Pokemarts, then I will install it. But if not, then we will consider either not having an economy plugin, or we'll consider maybe installing one of the more popular economy plugins for vanilla Minecraft, like, well, I guess it wouldn't be vanilla if you have a economy plugin, but for normal Minecraft, like iConomy, stuff like that. And those would allow us to allow people to do things, sell things, and then buy Pokeballs. So, and see, that's one thing about the server, is it's kind of hard to manufacture Pokeballs, although that's kind of the fun of the game. So I don't think we would want to do that. But for things like quick heals and healing potions that are currently found mostly in from boss Pokemon, you need a lot better ways to get those. So I think a Pokemart for those things would be very, very useful, or at least an economy system where people can do stuff for money. Now, that being said, economy plugins that aren't Pokemart would not be suited to handle handle Pixelmon for the most part. So I don't know how I would implement gaining money on an economy plugin whenever you kill a wild Pokemon, or you let's go ahead and plant some saplings. Whenever you kill a wild Pokemon or you kill a trainer. So let's go ahead and throw down some more trees. Make sure this forest is a forest. You can kind of see where the biome starts and where it ends here. Plain, it starts here, and then once the grass turns a different color, it turns forest. So we want to keep this forest biome nice and foresty, unless someone has plans to build here, in which case they would clear it out. But instead, we want to put down a lot of trees. So I think we've done a good job of explaining some future plans for the server and asking the questions what sort of plugins we might want to install. But I'm going to pause the video and keep chopping down some trees, and I'll be right back when I have some more action available. Right, everybody, we are back, and Cypressy has asked us to go ahead and fly to his gym and check it out. So we're going to do that. It's at X47Z1540. So right now we're at, okay, we want to go this way, X47, and we want Z to go up, so that would be this way. All right, so X47, and we want Z to go all the way up to 1450, I believe. Let me double check. Oh, double check. 1540. Okay. So we'll do the flying here. Flying just makes this game so much better. It's a lot of fun. Now, I am interested in seeing what sort of plugins are out there for storage. So, what I'm thinking of is, you know how in Pokemon, like, players can have infinite storage, or like infinite items or every item in the game in their backpack at one time, and those items can stack up to 199. Well, I kind of want something like that on this server, where you can have a lot more items on you at once, or there's like a command you can access that lets you access a GUI that has infinite storage or something, something like that, or just a plugin, not a mod, a server plugin that allows you to have much better storage potential. So just easier storage access. Because in Pokemon, storage is not a big deal. While that's part of the fun of Minecraft, to me, collecting and hoarding items is a lot more fun in Minecraft than, managing the storage and all of that. So if there is a plugin that just like it has to be updated for 1.7.10, and it also has to, all right, so this is about, 1550, we're almost there. And it also, whoa, this is going to be cool. And the plugin also has to be not cheaty. So basically, it keeps the difficulty level just easier item management, and that's all I want. So Cypressy is the dragon type gym. You can see his name's dark blue. We couldn't think of a good dragony color because red and stuff is taken. So, oh yeah, looks sweet. This is coming along nicely. Coming along nicely. All right. And I don't know what's like on the other side of the lava. I'm guessing it's just lava or something. Now what? Okay, so Cypressy needs to add, like, it's very fiery right now. This could be pass for a fiery gym. Let's go ahead and fly on top of it. It needs some dragon related things. I'm not sure what those are. Needs more dragon. Okay, and we'll go ahead and do this. So he basically just put a few buckets of lava around the gym and let it all seep down on the walls. It looks pretty sweet. And let's go ahead and... Nice. Oh, perfect. That would be epic. Gold would be sweet. Okay, so that's Cypressy's gym. I think this is a good closure to the episode. Be sure to comment if you know of any storage plugins, or even if you're willing to just write one. A plugin that would allow easier storage or like storage access on the go. So I could, let's say, type /bank or like /storage, and it would open up an infinite storage inventory. Or because I know it's almost impossible to change the coding of the player's inventory here. So like it would be almost impossible to make this have more stacks, more everything like that, beyond just like an added window. I've seen that before, but it'd be really cool if there's like something that opens up a window that allows you to access infinite storage. Now, I did find one mod that was pretty similar to what I want, but it hasn't been updated for a very long time, or one plugin, not a mod. If it's a server-side mod, I'm fine with it. So like a server-side mod that the client, like the people on the server, do not have to install, I'd be fine with installing that on the server and using that. And so that would be cool. But I would probably not be fine with if the people playing the server have to download the mod also, because that's just too complex. Making them download multiple mods apart from just Forge and Pixelmon, that'd be kind of complex. So if it's a storage mod that only the server has to install, I would be more than glad to update it. So be sure to comment if you have any ideas like that. Other than that, this has been a pretty sweet episode. We've done some good old stuff. We've captured a Bulbasaur, cut down some forests, and we've worked pretty hard on our Mineshaft. So next episode we'll be doing a lot more fun stuff. Maybe get some more battling, more capturing, more training of our Pokemon in. But I'm hoping we'll also have some more plugins installed by next episode. I've gotten pretty good feedback on the MC MMO idea so far from the other people on the server. They're enjoying the idea of MC MMO. So hopefully, if I get more feedback from them, then I might install that by next episode. But also, I need a storage plugin, so keep that in mind. Help me do the research on it and figure out a cool storage plugin for the server. But other than that, this has been Jioge with another Pixelmon episode, and I will see you next time.